Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 1 Million by 1 Million Strategy Roundtable for Entrepreneurs. 1 Million by 1 Million is the first and only global virtual incubator accelerator in the world, and our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million and beyond in annual revenue, build $1 trillion in global GDP, and 10 million jobs. And in support of that mission, we provide these roundtables free of charge to entrepreneurs all around the world. And this is our 222nd session. So as you can imagine, we've been doing this for a long time, and very diligently we're always here. Pretty much, maybe 50 out of the 52 weeks of the year you will find us doing a roundtable. You will have the recording of the event available on both our blog as well as in our YouTube channel after the show. If you're following us on Twitter, please use @1m/1m and or @Sramana. And our Twitter hashtag for this event is is #1m1m. So please, if you're live tweeting the show, use that hashtag. 1m1m Roundtables is the YouTube channel where you'll find recordings of all prior shows. And we will take calls, so I will put the slide back up later on in the program after we are done with some of the slide presentations. People have sent in slide presentations ahead of time, and we're going to do those first, and then we'll get to this one, the regular call and question session. So we're going to start today with Neelam Chakravarti. Yo-Yo Chimp is the company. So Neelam, if you could unmute your line, that would be great.
I am not sure why the picture is not showing up. So anyway, thanks for allowing or giving this opportunity to present. So I am Neelam Chakrabarti, co-founder and CEO of Yo-Yo Chimp. Yo-Yo Chimp is basically an online marketplace that allows parents to find different services on the website. We just launched 1.5 months ago. Next slide, please. So let me start by actually telling you what the problem is. As a parent of 2 children, I've struggled for so many years trying to find, book, and manage various children-related services such as childcare, schools, activity camps and classes, and so on and so forth. It's a very manual process. It needs a lot of different inputs. It needs technology, but it is not present. So it becomes a very frustrating experience. On the other side, the small businesses, the service providers, they really do not have an easy, affordable platform where they can sell their services. They're using rudimentary tools. They're using very antiquated technology to basically reach out to their customers. And they do not have, or they're not making use of the right technology that could help them with their services. Next slide.
So I'm not familiar with the competitive landscape around activities, camps, and classes and so forth, but as far as childcare and household services is concerned, Care.com is a dominant player in the market.
Yes.
It's a public company.
That's correct. There is. Care.com is for childcare. There are others that have come into this space as well. So there is a lot of focus on childcare, but there is more than childcare that is needed. There are activity classes and camps is a big pain point as well. That's where I have started, but then there are other services also that are needed, and they don't have technology that they need right now. So for parents,
very specific about what you're going to offer.
Yeah, so I'm gonna focus just on activity classes and camps.
Plum, you're here to listen to me, so just listen to me for a second. You started off this presentation by saying there is no online services to hire childcare services, activity camps, and classes. Immediately, the message you gave me was that you're not up to speed with the competitive landscape.
N.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of pitching, in terms of pitching, you need to edit that out of your pitch.
Okay, got it.
All right, keep going.
All right. Okay, so I will focus a little bit more on the problems on the parent side, why it is a big problem. So the process today, the way it is, and again, I'll focus right now just on activity classes and camps. The way it starts is you basically start with the research. So it's summertime and you're trying to find summer camps for your kids, for example. And you start researching, there are so many classes and camps out there, where do I send my kids to? And you start online with Google or Yelp, or you have flyers or magazines either online or you get them from your schools. And then you try also to reach out to other parents to find reviews and recommendations. You try, once you have found what you're looking for, then you try to register them. The registration process, some of the websites have them online, but mostly they are in paper form. So I end up filling multiple paper forms with same information over and over again. Then comes payment. Payment is, again, some of them have them online. Otherwise, I have to mail a check or call them in with my credit card information. And then the last one is just managing all these different things, is scheduling pickup, drop-off with friends and family, cancellations, refunds, filling up your invoices with the FSA, and so on and so forth. So it's a lot of, it's literally like a project management that you need to do around this right from the time you start researching. And everything is very manual and they are very fragmented. I have to visit 5 different websites and use 10 different tools to manage this whole process. Next slide, please. And for businesses, the problem is, as I mentioned, that they're using very antiquated tools. So if you see, they are advertising on shopping carts and putting big posters on fences, because that is what they know how to do it. They really don't have the skills to use some of the latest social media technologies to market themselves. They also do not have the budget, because if you see, Facebook is really taking you off from your organic search and reaching more into paid search. And these small businesses do not have the budget to use those tools. And some of the other tools that they have been using is, like, for example, Yelp, but it is not targeted enough for them, and it is getting really, really crowded. So it is definitely a problem for small businesses as well. Next slide, please. So what is our solution for parents? For parents, there are 2 critical elements that we're trying to bring together. The first is the online marketplace, where they can buy these services, pay, and book online. And the second is the parent community. So as I mentioned today, they are using different websites for booking the services, and then using other social media tools or emails or text to basically collaborate. So we are trying to bring these 2 elements in the same space, so that they don't have to go about in different websites. Our online marketplace offers a very sophisticated search. It's a very vertical Google kind of search that allows them to search something that they're looking for very specific. And to give you an example, they might want to look for a class or a camp for a particular age, in a particular interest area, locally, and fitting a particular budget. So Google doesn't offer that kind of search. So our search is very targeted towards finding these services. The community is, of course, works together, because you get to see all the reviews and recommendations, but those are, more reliable because they come from within the same parent community. And there is, of course, the e-commerce, the whole online shopping cart and payment experience that they get offered here. And then in the community side, of course, it is a very social network kind of communication, where you post updates, you can create your private groups for collaborating with other parents, and so on and so forth. Next slide, please. For the service providers or the small businesses, again, we are trying to bring these 2 elements in the same place, and the way it serves them is that they can use this as a marketing platform which has 100% target audience. It's just parents, nobody else. So they do not have to worry it is as trying to find the right target audience. And they have a complete functionality of an online marketplace, plus it is software as a service, so they do not have to maintain the software, which of course they do not have the skills for, and they can just keep on focusing on running their business and not worrying about how to manage the software. On the collaboration side, today the service providers are using different kinds of email marketing, social media, and or not communicating at all, because they really don't have the right tools. And so the collaboration platform can be used for getting in a close engagement with parents, sending them direct feedback every day, and improving their communication, which is very vital to this community, the parent community. Next slide, please. So the target market that we are starting with right now, on the parent side, we are targeting working moms of school-age kids from K to 7th grade and with household income of 120K plus. On the service provider side, there is a lot of variation on the services side. There are businesses that range in size from single mom and pop shops to all the way to big providers. They are not, I wouldn't say they're public companies, they're pretty big in size. But we're focusing with activity class providers who are, say, between 5 to 10 employee company and operating in maybe 2 or 3 different locations. Next slide, please. So this is our customer acquisition strategy. For parents, content is important. So a lot of content, both user-generated as well as curated content in terms of blogs, reviews, and a lot of recommendations on different services. We are also trying to reach momfluencers because we are big in this area, just mommy bloggers. We have not actually been successful in doing this yet because I think we are very small. The next is the network effects. We want to leverage the built-in virality on the platform because we do have the community platform where parents can build their own community, invite other parents. So we are hoping to leverage the network effect of the platform itself. And then, of course, the social media. For providers, email marketing is a big thing even now. So email marketing is something that we are using and we will continue using that. We need salespeople at least to make the first inside sales calls and generate leads for us. And then we are also building self-service tools so that once the salespeople make the call, the service providers can come onto the website, create their own catalog of services, and start publishing their services or selling their services online themselves. We are still not reached that stage today in terms of product development because this is a very complicated area and we are just trying to, we are spending time building this up. Next slide, please. So validation. We launched this service 1.5 months ago, and we do have providers coming and joining us, though we are being very picky about it. As I mentioned, we don't have the self-service tools, and we are kind of manually onboarding them into doing this. We do have parents that are joining as well. For parents, it's a no-brainer. It's a big pain point that we are trying to solve. So that's not a problem. It's the providers that we are seeing a little problem because it is a manual onboarding process right now.
And where are you beta testing this? What geography? There's a huge geography element to this problem that you're trying to solve. So where is your beta site?
So currently we started in the Bay Area. So we are in local East Bay and South Bay. We are also expanding into North Bay towards San Francisco and beyond as well. Okay. And once we have covered most of the, so currently we are in 25 cities across the Bay Area. And once we have covered most of the Bay Area, we will be moving down south and then out of California into other states.
And what's in your platform right now? Like if people, the parents and providers join, how much of the functionality is there for them to be able to get value out of it?
We have the e-commerce platform completely built out. We need to add a little more sophistication on the registration, the camp registration side. But we do have the basic workflows all in place. We have the community platform ready as well, but again, it is very basic, and we do have to get a few things, a few kinks ironed out. But there is a lot of potential. I mean, we can keep on building forever, and still we will have a lot of to build, but we are just trying to be careful about not overbuilding it.
That's not the question. The question is, if you bring on people to start using your platform, are they getting value, or are they going to look around and see that there's not enough value and leave? That's the real question.
So yes, they do have value in terms of the e-commerce platform. Definitely, both the sides do have that value. In terms of the community, it is very, very basic. So people who are used to using Facebook and other sophisticated social media tools, they may not find as much value because, they think, oh, I can upload photos and I can do all these things in Facebook, but I cannot do it in here. So that still needs to add a little more value there.
But not only that, I don't think that's, if you expect that people are going to do all their sharing here and not on Facebook, I think it's a flawed assumption, because you know, on Facebook, everybody is there. It's not just the moms. Their entire friends and families on Facebook. They want to share photos on Facebook, not here.
That's correct. It's not just about photo sharing. There is a lot of sharing that goes on here. For example, some of the things that we allow parents to share is, if I book my camp today, and generally what happens is we like kids to be together, kids and their friends to be together. So if I book a camp today, I can let my other parent community know that they are.
More of the planning of the activity and the camp and the logistics of that particular activity. So that's collaborating with other parents to plan the. So that's that functionality you've already created?
Yes.
Okay. And what is going on as far as financing? I mean, as far as business model, are these paid customers? Are these just users?
No, currently these are just users. As I said, that since we have to still refine our platform, we are not charging customers. They are just beta testers right now. They are onboarding for free. We are onboarding them for free, and they are using their service for free for now. But we are planning to start monetizing post-summer once we have got all the things sorted out. And the revenue model that we have in mind is basically, this is something also is I am learning something new every day. When we started, our hypothesis that we will have a subscription, monthly subscription, plus a transaction fee on top of the monthly subscription. But as we are learning more and more, that monthly subscription model may not work. One, because it is a very seasonal business. It peaks up in summer and in winter, and then it goes on down a little bit. Though there are
clearly a transaction-based model. This is not a subscription model.
Yeah. So in the transaction-based model, another thing that we are learning is that because we have some competitors who are kind of as new or as old as we are, and they do have a jump start in front of us, and they have a transaction model, but what I hear from businesses is that they are not very happy parting with 10% or 15% of their transactions, because even though they're getting a business, it cuts into their margin. So like yesterday, I was talking to a business, and they said, you know, we are partnering with other similar businesses when we are trying to build our own platform because we do not want to pay these transaction fees. So I am still struggling to find out what would be the right business model.
Other model.
I'm sorry?
There is no other business model. There's either transaction or subscription.
The other thing I was thinking was if we could just give them the platform for a monthly subscription fee and say, you know, you can just go and do whatever with it.
But why would every single provider want to build their own platform? Do you think parents are going to go join multiple platforms?
Well, that's exactly the thing I was telling this particular
lady. That's already the problem.
Yes.
And these 5 to 10 people companies, do you think they have the wherewithal to build their own platforms? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, exactly the original problem is that
it doesn't make any business sense for them to do it, and the minute you tell them that you're going to charge them to sell them platform, they're going to say, no, we want to do that. We don't want to do that.
So how do we overcome this objection of that they do not want to part with their transaction fee, right? I mean,
then the other option is to get the providers to pay subscription.
Yeah, it's the providers who will be paying the subscription, not the parents. The service is free for parents. It's the providers.
So either it's subscription or it's transaction. There is no alternative beyond that. A business like this is either a subscription model or a transaction model. And if they're not willing to pay anything, then you better not do this business.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
You know, so the problem with the internet today, and I'm sure those who follow my work are familiar with me saying this over and over again, is that the problem we are creating on the internet is that everybody expects everything to be free. They expect value to be available for free. That is not reasonable. You cannot expect people to invest money in creating value and not pay for it. So you're trying to create value for certain constituencies of society who are, if they're not willing to pay for that value, then it cannot be a business. That's the issue. And it's true all over the internet. It's not just in your segment. This is a big, big problem on the internet. And part of the problem is that there's a lot of, lot of providers who are trying to provide value for free, and some of it is supported by venture capital, which really creates bad habits in consumers.
Exactly, yeah. That's our dilemma right now, is because we are completely bootstrapped, and this being a highly, highly fragmented industry, the product development itself is very challenging because there is no structure or no standard processes around that, and it's very difficult to customize just one solution for everybody, and we need money for that. We need money to bring these people on, and that's what is this challenge right now.
Yeah, what you have shown me so far is not fundable by any stretch of imagination. You don't have in here that can be funded.
And
there's a lot of work that needs to go in to make this fundable, and it's not even clear to me whether it's fundable at the end of the day if you're telling me that the customer doesn't want to pay.
Mm-hmm. So if we were to prove, let's say, I know this is a hard business, and that's the reason there is no market leader today, is because everybody's trying to do something and they are hitting the wall at the same time. If we, let's say that we survive and are able to get some good traction, would that be a proof? Is that the only thing that is required, or?
Yeah, it requires traction. It requires proof that there is a business here. It requires, value proposition validation in form of people actually using the service. It requires business model validation. It's, and validation that this is going to be a fast growth, very large business. Otherwise, VCs are not going to fund it. You can bootstrap a business, and conceivably you can build a small business out of it. But venture capital is billion-dollar market opportunities. So far, what you've told me makes me really nervous about this being nowhere near a billion-dollar opportunity.
This is 15. So the actual the total addressable market is 15 billion. That is how much this industry makes. But if we were, let's say, if we were to charge a 10% commission on that, it becomes a $1.5 billion opportunity.
Yeah, but very little of that is online, and that's kind of like your dream number, but that is not your real addressable market opportunity. That means that you have to get every single camp provider online, and the sales cost of that, the cost of acquiring those customers is very significant. So you have to be, I think we understand this business more or less at this point because there are good comparables, and these are not very attractive comparables. Angie's List, Care.com, these are all, comparables in the market. And the customer acquisition cost is very high, and the customers are not very profitable customers. They're not turning out to be good businesses. However, the business that is in this a similar category that is doing really well, but as a bootstrap private company, is Craigslist, and that is a very successful business. So there is a business opportunity here. You have to determine whether you have the stomach to build it as a bootstrap business, and if at some point it starts to scale faster, then you can raise money. But it's going to be a long time before it's going to start to show any, ability to scale at a fast rate. You're going to have to do a lot of work and a lot of heavy lifting before you can show the kind of traction that VCs are willing to be, interested in. And that's really your decision, whether you have the stomach and the mettle to put that kind of work in. If you do, and if you're able to build a business like Craigslist, it's a very, very good business. As a private bootstrap business, it's an excellent business. Craigslist has been a gigantic success.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your decisions.
Yeah, so currently we have, as I mentioned, we have 2 or 3 competitors in this space who are doing exactly the same thing. And our value proposition against them is basically, the issue is that since there was no solution out there, we all started by building the same solution, right? Because we had to address the pain point first. So we all have more or less the same solution offering now. But the one edge that we have over our competitors is basically the community aspect that they don't have. They all just have the marketplace aspect. But the issue is that it's very difficult to communicate this value proposition to the VCs or anybody else right now because we
no, honestly, at VCs, you're wasting your time completely with VCs right now. What you have currently, you shouldn't even talk to VCs. This is a total wastage of your time.
Okay.
So you don't need to worry about communicating any value proposition to any VC right now. Just see if you can build a business. Whether you can get the parents and the camp and activity vendors on your platform and make money off them. That is the only thing that you should worry about. Forget about investors. This is not fundable.
Okay, that's good advice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Manish Arora, you're up next.
Yeah, thanks. So actually my slides are not that fancy, but yeah, actually I prepared in 15 minutes of time whatever I had, and I came to know about this is the way to pitch. Anyways, just to give you a background, we have started this product called easyassess.com. This is basically an assessment tool which is already live. It's already a mid-sized ERP level project which is launched and people are using it. We are live in India. Basically, we are having customers in Hyderabad, Bangalore, and in our hometown. But the main problem is we are not getting that much business in India because of the psychology of pen and paper. So I would like to first of all go with the slides, which is why EasyAssess. EasyAssess helps organizations, any kind of organization who conduct tests, to create, administer, and all kind of tests in a fast and reliable way. EasyAssess is not just confined to institute or enterprise. It proves to be generalized solution to all firms who needs to evaluate its crew. This new platform lets you create. Actually, there are a lot of platforms available online, but we have actually devised a system called Test Design Wizard, which is a wizard 2-minute process to create a test template and to deploy it any number of times. Next slide, please. So where it can be deployed, it's for business and training, to test employee, their skill set for compliance or any other purposes, or going on to a regular product training, recruitment and pre-employment testing, exam for educational institutes, either a midterm examination or a regular examination, which is objective type, multiple choice questions like that, distance learning online courses, entrance examination. We are in talk with our state department in Madhya Pradesh, their government body, and they seem interested in it, but it's actually time-taking process with government, and they really like the idea. They really like the product. Self-study. This is something where we have made we have actually launched one of the vertical called free.easyassess.com. It's free for students. And that's kind of a promotional area for us, where we are actually promoting our capabilities, what we can deliver with the help of tests at that particular platform. But it's not completely free as per. It is free for students, but basically we are gathering the data, the student data who appear to those tests, and those tests are being published by different stakeholders. Next slide, please.
So Manish,
and
before
they pay
you
us.
move on, you said you already have some users / customers.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Did I get that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So where in this, different use cases that you've presented here, where are you seeing that traction?
We have this educational institute, business and training. These are the areas where we are already live. Entrance examination for government, we are pitching for it, and it's a time-taking process.
Government in India takes too much time to do anything, so
yeah.
I would not hang my hat on something that has to do with government decision cycles. So let's focus on business. So business, is it recruitment-oriented testing where you're seeing traction?
Recruitment as well as coaching institute, learning centers, and educational institutes. They are taking it.
Okay. And how many customers do you have so far?
Paid customer, we have around 10.
And how much are you charging? I guess you have this all in your presentation?
No, it's not there. It's at the site, but I'll give you a fair idea. It's a pay-per-use model. It's starting from $0.25 to $1.6 per test per user. So depending upon features, we have tiers, different tiers, 3 tiers.
Okay. So how much money, you have 10 paying customers, how much money you've made of these customers so far?
It's on a regular basis. It's basically how when they use, they pay us. So in rupees, we have the money. It's not in dollars. It's around 2 to 3 lakh rupees.
2 to 3 lakh rupees. And what is your burn rate? What is the size of the company? It's you and who else?
It's me, my colleague, it's a co-founder, my friend, and 2 employees we have, and developers and 1 salesperson.
Okay, 4 of you. And what is the burn rate? So what's your cost structure?
Actually, we are paying more right now, but we are having traction with, actually, we are looking for business partners who are, actually, we are struggling with marketing exercises.
No, I got it. My question, how many, with the 4 employee team that you have, what is your burn rate? How much are you spending a month?
It's close to 80,000 rupees.
80,000 rupees. And are you covering your 2-3 lakhs that you've made so far? What is the monthly revenue rate?
It's close to 20 to 30,000 rupees. It's not much.
Okay, so
but we are expecting more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can finish your presentation.
Okay. These are the feature sets. Like it mostly covers each and everything, each and every part of a test cycle. Actually, we have support for 99 Unicode languages. If you understand Unicode, it's like mostly speaking languages. We have cheating prevention. We have bulk upload, bulk manage, and we are soon going to live with API control. Like with API, anyone can register from their system to our system. They can integrate. So that's integration we are working on. It's definitely cost effective because it's $0.25 at the basic plan, and $0.45 is professional, and $1.6 is the enterprise version, where we actually help them building the question set also. It has all analytics, each and everything. I mean, all kind of functionalities that the product only I can show you. Customer acquisition strategy is like direct sales. We have a salesperson. We have email and phone. We do email and phone marketing. Actually, we were supposed to get 1 good client, but they were having like Atos. If you know about Atos, it's an MNC in IT. So they were about to actually convert, but they were having problem with the credibility. They said like, we don't know how long will you last, but we have a large business of around 5 to 6 lakh rupees per month. So at that time we lost it just because of the credibility, because we were not having the credibility, market credibility. We just launched. So business partner is what we are focusing on right now. I have someone and my contact, my friend who's working in a company in Netherlands, and we had a presentation today, demo today, and the company was really impressed. They have already 1 client, so they want us to be partner with them. But it's just a start. Like we have a demo today only. Lead generation through social platforms. Actually, we have made videos and we have made it live with Facebook. We got some traction, like some registration, but it's not paid. It's in a trial form right now. And personal contacts with various sources.
Okay. Look, you have a very reasonable business. We haven't looked at your competition and so forth as yet. We've gone through this already. We haven't looked at your competition and so forth, but this is a business that if you follow, good business practices of marketing and sales, you should be able to build this business. And we know exactly how to do customer acquisition and so forth on this stuff. So if you decide that you want to learn how to do that, we will be very much capable of teaching you. all of that.
Ma'am, that's why we are here. That's why once I read everything, actually I got 12 points of, there are 12 methods by which you can, being an entrepreneur, you can go ahead and venture be an entrepreneur. Then I found your point first, and I just registered. I did not know how to prepare, what to prepare. Marine just said me this yeah. So we just, actually I just came up like it. So definitely I need your help.
Okay, so why don't you hang on? I will explain in a little bit how we work with entrepreneurs, and this is very straightforward. You can learn everything that you need to learn. You've got basic validation already, so I'm very, very confident that we can teach you exactly how to build this business.
Thanks, ma'am. Please, please let me know how.
Thank you, Manish. Juan Carluccio, are you on this call?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, Juan.
Good morning, everyone. Buen día. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I just started with that picture. Maybe everyone's laughing now.
It's cute. Go ahead.
So yeah, mine is not like actually business like everyone that I've been hearing here. Mine is more like a new adventure, we say something like that. I'm an international student, and I'm studying at DeAnza College in Cupertino. When I came here to the U.S. to study, I wanted to study everything about startups, venture capitalists, angel investors. But in the community college, we didn't have anything that actually could teach you skills and knowledge.
Don't have any of that yet.
Yeah, but I was pretty, but like for people that can go to directly to a UC, that have to go to the community college, but you're expecting to get like that kind of skills and tools. So we couldn't find anything.
Where are you from? Where did you come to DeAnza from?
Uruguay, South America.
Oh, wow. Oh,
yeah, I'm Uruguayan and Italian. That's what the last name.
All right. Your soccer team lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. It's yeah, and we bite someone.
Okay, yeah. Now, what is your agenda? You are. Do you have a business plan that you're trying to develop, or you just want to learn the process of how to?
Well, so we develop our business plan and we're running right now. The idea. So let me explain you. So because we didn't find anything like this, we tried to build something inside the university with support of some of the professors. The idea is to make a startup competition with 3 stages, a video of 2 minutes, a business plan, a canvas, a small business plan, and a pitch to angel investors and venture capitalists. The 3 stages will last 1 month each. Will go from fall to winter. The video is and the business plan is made through YouTube. It will be seen directly by the venture capitalists that will pitch on the panel of judges. So that we will make this private video channel on YouTube the way so the venture capitalists and angel investors don't have to spend any time coming to see the videos or coming to see the business plan. Everything is made online. So they will choose, in the first stage, in the video, they will choose 10 teams that will move to the business plan. Once they get to the business plan, the idea is the venture capitalists, the panel judges won't participate, and the business plan, to move to the third stage, the students will have to sell their idea to their peers, to their classmates, and they will need to have a minimum of views or likes in YouTube. So this way, they only not get the first stage by the panel of judges, but in a second stage, they get a market research and they actually get a validation of their idea. In the third stage, they will get to pitch directly to the panel of judges that we have we got right now, and then this panel of judges will come to the university, and then the students will be teach directly to them. So next slide, please.
Who will pay for all this? What's the business model of your idea?
So, well, the thing is that the business model is pretty different from how I've been talking, because we are not searching for any monetization or income. That's not why I ask your advice. That is actually in the last slide. Because we don't need actually for money to do this, because most of the infrastructure in the university is already there. And what we actually need, our issue is the time.
Well, are you doing this for profit?
No. I'm doing this to build up the skills and the knowledge of how to bring and motivate.
I see. Now I understand. You are trying to build this infrastructure at DeAnza College.
Exactly. To what? If you ask me what is the goal, say like some other people say money, mine is to build the skills and knowledge and how to bring teams of people, in this case students, to build up startups. Like I want to know, well, what do I need to do to motivate them, to bring them together,
so
to encourage them.
The problem with your, I have understood what you're saying. Here's the problem with your assumption. You are trying to get VCs and angels to look at very raw ideas. And today's business, in today's environment, especially in Silicon Valley, which is a highly competitive environment, VCs and angel investors just do not spend time looking at such raw ideas. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to build up.
That's not what I'm actually worried, because I already have them. I have 2 VCs, 2 angel investors right now. Many of them are the famous ones, like the ones in San Francisco. So, because the way that I went to San Francisco and pitched directly to them.
Yeah,
and I already...
what I'm telling you, they may be saying that they will look at it, but when it actually comes to looking regularly at these ideas and mentoring these entrepreneurs to actually make progress, they're not going to give you the time. They're just not going to do it. Because the real validation doesn't happen with students and professors. The real validation of an idea happens with customers.
Well,
and what investors are looking for are customer-validated business ideas. That's what you can test it. You know, the advantage with a school is that you can test it, you can try it, and you can see whether it works or not.
Yeah, exactly. So the reason why these people, or at least told me in a first intention, yes, I will, if it's like this, if it's like only using YouTube, only seeing the business plan online and going only in a third stage just for 5 pitches, the only reason why they told me yes is because the way I sold it. DeAnza students has 22,000 students. That is even 50% more than Stanford or Berkeley. So the amount of students is incredible. Also, the
audience that you're pitching to is not interested in quantity, they're interested in quality. Please don't tell me that DeAnza students compare with Stanford students. That's not going to fly.
No, but I'm not comparing. They're completely different. That's why, they were interested.
Quantity is not what they're looking for. They're looking for quality. So I'm going to turn this over to you. And okay. The problem that you're trying to solve here is the lack of entrepreneurship education in DeAnza College and community colleges in general. That is the problem that you're trying to solve.
What I'm trying to solve actually is how to, so I have a lot of students which are showing interest, but what I can get is to actually them to commit to the fact that to go through the whole process, you know, like to commit their ideas and their effort, because the way these students are.
Real question that you should ask in your community is how many students at DeAnza College are actually interested in learning how to become entrepreneurs, seriously learning how to become entrepreneurs. If you have to force them to become entrepreneurs, that is not going to work. Entrepreneurs are self-motivated people. You cannot force people to become entrepreneurs. It's too hard. So the real question to ask is how many of your peers at DeAnza College are actually interested in learning to become entrepreneurs seriously? And then I would suggest that you talk to Irina Patterson, whom I'll introduce you to and give her contacts later on in the program, and figure out how to train these people up. And what you're suggesting here is a much more convoluted way of doing something that is a lot simpler.
Yeah, maybe it's that. Maybe it's like it's not the main reason why these students are in DeAnza. Maybe they're just. It is true that they're there just to transfer, or they're just there to like get some skills, but they're not interested in like building up something, idea, or becoming entrepreneur.
You're a very entrepreneurial person. You are actually genuinely interested in entrepreneurship, so you should learn entrepreneurship and figure out a business to build yourself.
Yeah.
That's a much better use of your time than trying to get people who are not really motivated to become entrepreneurs to try to make them entrepreneurs. That's absolutely a wastage of your time and talent. You're a talented person.
Thank you. So you think that? Don't you think I should like at least try to go through and like try?
I think you should try to identify the people at DeAnza College who are genuinely interested in entrepreneurship first, and figure out how many of those are there.
That's one of the I think the next slide. So that's the thing. I had pitched in classes. We have made flyer, banners, videos, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and I have find like specific people that are really, really interested, and most of them are, and then the rest of them that are not. The thing is, maybe it's like you said, maybe there are very few people in the college who are actually interested.
Yeah.
And it's not the normal, like the common people in DeAnza.
It is not, and that is part of the issue, right? Part of the demographics of the American community college system is not huge numbers of people who are interested in entrepreneurship or seriously interested in entrepreneurship. And there is also no resource to teach entrepreneurship in the community colleges in a serious way. So it's it's a problem on all fronts, basically.
Yeah.
So I think, my suggestion, hang on for 1 second. Let me go through the portion where I will explain to you how to work with 1M, okay? And then what I would like you to look at is maybe the affiliate program in 1M and see if you can build a partnership between DeAnza College and 1 million by 1 million and build a program that way. It would be a much more successful program than what you're trying to do here. Because you need the teaching.
Yeah.
Students at DeAnza College cannot, build successful businesses without proper guidance.
Yeah.
And that teaching is going to require a methodology.
How do you that's the thing. The last slide is how do you find these specific people which are interested in becoming entrepreneurs? Like in so big amount of students, I can't go and pitch in every class of accounting, finance, entrepreneurship. I can go try to pitch people in health technology, automotive technology, because there are like thousands of classes. So
here's an idea. We have a program in 1 million by 1 million where we do custom roundtables like this. This is a roundtable pitch session, right, where you pitch your ideas and get feedback and advice and so forth. We do custom programs like this for specific organizations, and we've done lots of universities and schools who have approached us for similar sessions. You could go try to organize one of those with Maureen for DeAnza College. Find 5 entrepreneurs who are serious, and then create this program and then market this program at DeAnza College and see how many people show up.
Yeah.
That will give you a very clear market research right away.
Yeah.
And if you can find, I honestly think if you can find 10 or 20 people who are interested in entrepreneurship, then you basically form a club with these 10 or 20 people, work closely with 1M and train them and help them build their businesses. And that is a much more effective way of going about it than trying to build this pitch, video pitch, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Because what you're going to pitch is not going to be strong enough to hold the interest and attention of these investors.
Okay.
You need a lot of guidance to create something that investors will be interested in. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
I will explain to you how we work, and maybe that will give you what you need here.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Have a good day.
All right, so folks, one thing I want to draw your attention to as part of the learning of the 1M1M program is this whole series that I'm writing about unicorn companies. And unicorn companies are companies that have had billion-dollar exits. And I've just written an article. You'll find that the URL is on the screen. Maureen can give you the URL in public chat as well. This is an article that profiles Kayak, which is a travel search engine that many of you probably are using. Kayak has had a billion-dollar exit, and then after it went public, it was acquired by Priceline for $1.8 billion. So it's had significant market value creation. They raised $196 million in financing, and they also followed a strategy which is called a roll-up strategy. They basically merged with or acquired their top competitor Sidestep, and they brought together a sizable amount of revenue, about $85 million. So this strategy is something that is a viable strategy to build very large businesses, large market cap businesses in different sectors that have good, strong market opportunities, total available market opportunities. So take a look at this story, and if you have questions, feel free to ask those questions in the blog. If you want to look at it now, you're welcome to do that, and if you want to ask questions, I will be opening up the line for Q&A shortly. So while you're doing that, let me also walk you through how we work, as 1M1M, how we work with entrepreneurs. And, as we are doing this, my request to you is to refer 1M1M to serious entrepreneurs who want to learn and who want to build interesting businesses, successful businesses, because, our whole mission is to help entrepreneurs build successful businesses. And we can only do that if we can work with serious entrepreneurs who are going to put in the work and have the interest and appreciation for going, for doing the whole long haul thing. Entrepreneurship is hard. It is a tremendous amount of heavy lifting that you're going to have to commit to doing. And if you don't do that, I don't believe we or anybody else can make you successful. So finding serious entrepreneurs to work with is really, really critical for us to achieve the mission that we have set out to achieve, which is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million and beyond in annual revenue. Okay, so let's walk through the resources quickly. We have a blog that is really, really rich in information, and I strongly recommend all of you to follow that blog as much as possible. There's a tremendous learning to be had from just following that blog. Then we have the Entrepreneur Journeys book series, all of which is available on Kindle. The first 4 volumes are available also as physical books. These are books that have some number of case studies. It varies, and the pricing also varies. Starting from 16 case studies, I think, in positioning. We have some that have 5, 6 case studies and are priced a lot lower. But what we do is address a particular topic with case studies of successful entrepreneurs to illustrate the points we're making in those books. And this gives you also a good learning engine. And the books are, priced somewhere between 99 cents to $20, depending on whether it's physical book or ebooks are under $10. All ebooks are under $10. Then we have lots of videos. So if you look at the videos on the website or on our YouTube channel. There are tons of FAQ videos, recordings of roundtables, cartoons, all sorts of things where you also get additional learning opportunities, as well as ways of evaluating the 1M1M program. These roundtables happen pretty much every week, so you're welcome to use them as much as you need to. We've had thousands and thousands of people using these roundtables over the last few years. On the free roundtable page, you'll find the schedule, and you can also register through the registration pages there. In addition, we have a $1,000 annual membership fee premium program, which is essentially like an entrepreneurship MBA. So all the things, all the practical things that you need to learn in building your business are taught in this program. We have extensive methodology guidance. We have a very, very strong curriculum that is delivered in web video lectures and case studies. So it's a web self-service mode curriculum. You can do it at your own time, but we do recommend that you do as much of the curriculum as possible because you learn a tremendous amount there. We help you with business development, acquiring customers, getting introduced to customers, channel partners, investors, media, analysts, advisors, whatever connections you need. Those connecting of the dots is a big part of the program. We have similar, strategy consulting sessions. These roundtables are essentially strategy consulting sessions. We have similar sessions that are members only and that are private sessions as part of the premium program. We help you with financing. We help you diagnose your finance fundability. We then help you figure out your financing strategy, and when you're ready, we introduce you to investors if you're fundable, and when you're ready. And we also help you tremendously with media relations. We have a lot of clout in the media. Entrepreneurs need media. And the problem we have is that the entrepreneurship media out there does not cover small businesses unless you have large funding announcements to make. And we help you mitigate that and get you coverage, which is a really, really critical piece of building a company because you need people to know about who you are, what you're doing. The $1 Million Club is a link on the site. You'll find it from the homepage where we introduce you to some of our premium members and success stories. The 1M1M value equation offers you $375,000 worth of value for $1,000 annually. And normally, incubators and accelerators also take 5 to 10% equity. We don't take any equity. So you get to keep all of the equity and learn what you need to learn for just a $1,000 annual membership fee. It's incredible value. Just recently, we have a new member who came into the program and said, I got my money's worth in 3 hours. I cannot believe that this program is available for a $1,000 annual membership fee only. So it's an incredibly high value program. It's a proven program. If you go to our website, you'll see testimonials, case studies. The $1 Million Club has tons of case studies. It's a program that works, and you will learn a tremendous amount from it. And I strongly recommend that you take advantage of it. Otherwise, you'll waste a lot of time, especially if you have a lot of learning gaps. You'll waste a lot of time. And this self-assessment is actually available from the website. Lets you understand where you have learning gaps, right? Like, Manish was saying, he doesn't know how to acquire customers. Of course, sales, marketing, these, unless you learn it somewhere, these are things that need to be learned. And you need a compact, efficient way of learning that while you're building your business. This is probably the best way to do that. So these are all basically pages on the website where you can evaluate the program and see if this is what you want to do as the next step of learning for your business and your career. We have tons of video messages that should answer all your questions, but I will also introduce you to Irina Patterson, whom you can call if you'd like to. We have case studies of several hundred successful entrepreneurs who have come onto our forum to teach you. They've shared their case studies, their learnings, and we have synthesized all of this into video lectures, and we provide you with the case studies as well so that you can essentially have the experience of sitting down and having a cup of coffee with 600 very successful entrepreneurs, including some who have built billion-dollar businesses. It's very powerful and very inspiring. And most of them are starting from nothing. You know, it's really incredibly inspiring to see and learn from people who have built huge businesses out of nothing. The curriculum has 7 core sections, and those are bootstrapping, positioning, market sizing, customer validation, financing, customer acquisition, and team building. And then you have a bunch of electives, which are, you're welcome to do all the electives, but we have, you know, identified where all the entrepreneurship is happening and accordingly built modules and, you know, categories based on that. So Web 3.0 and e-commerce is a big category. All the web businesses fall in there. Cloud computing and business solutions, outsourcing and consulting, mobile and social apps, healthcare IT, online education, gaming. These are all different areas where we have elective modules. Our methodology is lean, capital efficient, bootstrap startups. And whether or not you raise money, you're going to have to follow this because this is where the industry is today. You know, it's very, very difficult to get any money just on a concept or on a very early situation without validation right now. The only people who can even think of raising money on a concept are people who have already been successful entrepreneurs, have made money for entrepreneurs for investors in a particular domain. If you're a first-time entrepreneur, or if you do not have track record of making money for investors, you will have to follow the lean, capital efficient, bootstrap startup model and build up your credibility so that investors may be willing to work with you. So you have no option in the early stages but to follow the lean model, and hence we also follow this model. This page is coverage of one-on-one and premium members accessible from our press navigation button on the top brown bar. This gives you a flavor of the amount and the kind of coverage we generate for our entrepreneurs. It's you know, you really need clout in the media to be able to cover entrepreneurs to that extent. And we also give you access to our social media channels, which is significant. Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, our blog, all of these are highly followed channels, and we do give you access to promote your messages and get visibility through those channels. We do have an affiliate program. So this one, if you're interested, you should look into becoming an affiliate partner of the One-on-One program and build a program, a partnership program at DeAnza College. The other option, so by the way, we do have 2 more roundtables this month, 17th and 31st. And Vision India 2020 is another book that we recommend if you're still looking for an idea. It's a very good ideation book. So Incubator in a Box, this actually is another program that you should look at, Juan, for DeAnza College. If you want to, you know, build you know, an incubation program at DeAnza College, this is something that you could look at. We do have an Incubator in a Box program using which any company, educational organization, government, investor can launch their own incubator. And we have a lot of corporate partners doing this right now with us. So any one of you who is in the business of entrepreneurship development or is passionate about if you're passionate about entrepreneurship development, you could use the One-on-One Incubator in a Box as a platform to build your program on top of. These are some of our recent books, and we are now ready for Q&A. So you could either dial in and ask questions on the phone, or you could also ask questions and make comments in public chat, and I will take questions from public chat now as well. And also, folks, those of you who are in the room, if you like, please feel free to introduce yourselves to the room. Tell us where you're joining from, what project you're working on, what is your passion, what are you know, what brings you here, how did you find out about One-on-One? So now it's networking time, open Q&A time, discussion time, anything you want to discuss is fine. Anybody? While you're thinking about it, let me also introduce you to Irina Patterson. Any of you, any questions about the 1M1M program, please feel free to call Irina Patterson, 786-301-2456. Her email is irina@1mby1m.com. Skype is irina_Patterson. So, no one has any questions? Nipunika Kabadi says program today. Thank you, Nipunika. Helen, you want the phone number? It's right here. Is there somebody on the call who's trying to ask a question? Juan, did you have a question?
Yeah, I wonder how does incubator in a box work?
Incubator in a box works, so it could be, so let's take your situation. If you identify, I don't know, 10, 20 companies at DeAnza College or 10, 20 entrepreneurs at DeAnza College who want to be incubated, who want essentially an MBA in entrepreneurship and a platform, an incubator accelerator program through which to build their businesses and develop their ideas, you could essentially create an incubation program at DeAnza College with 1M1M. It would be a 1M1M DeAnza College incubation program. We would be running the whole incubation effort at 1M1M, but yeah, it could be a branded program with DeAnza College. Now, if DeAnza College wants to actually sponsor students to be part of the 1M1M program, that is also okay. The other way is that students pay for their own subscription to the 1M1M program. Either way is fine.
Is it part of the, it will be part of the university or will be like an outside program?
It would be an outside program, but in partnership with the university. See, a lot of, we do, for example, we do this with a lot of corporations where the corporations do not have the capability to run incubation programs of their own. So they essentially outsource the running of the program to us, but it's a joint branded program that we market inside of the corporation.
Yeah, like I offer the dean of business of the school, and he, in the beginning, he said it was a great idea, that I should go for it, that he didn't have a lot of time, but if I go for it. And then later on, he, talking to some other dean of business of another university who didn't tell me who he was, the other dean told him that running an incubator in the university has a lot of like legal issues for liabilities and stuff. So he called me back and said that he maybe like I shouldn't do the idea, that I should drop it off because. So
you know what I suggest is you set up a call with your dean of business and Irina, and maybe we can talk through these issues and understand what is it that he's concerned about and help you sell this to your dean of business.
Okay.
Okay? Because there are actually no legal issues, especially if it's a loosely coupled program where it's a 1M1M DeAnza College program, and especially if the students are paying for their own membership, DeAnza College has no legal liability whatsoever.
Okay.
And it only costs $1,000 annual membership fee, right? So I think the real issue is for you to find, a group of entrepreneurs who are seriously interested in being entrepreneurs. That's the real issue.
Yeah, like a minimum amount of people that can actually go to the dean and tell him, oh, we like this program, and we have this amount of minimum people.
Yes, you're going to need a group of people who are serious and who are kind of asking for this with you from the dean. So right now you're the only person who is talking to your dean. If you get 20, 30, 40, 50 people there who are all looking for the same thing, and you can bring them, you can expose them, maybe you organize like a meeting. We could do a custom roundtable with this group and invite your dean and so forth. There's many ways we can support your effort to set up an incubation program at DeAnza College and help you sell this to the dean. And there really are no legal liabilities whatsoever.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Just a second, I'm looking through the questions here. Sorry, who's asking for, Helen, you're asking for my number or you're asking for the number for Juan? Folks, I do not take calls. I am not going to take calls to answer questions about 1M1M. It's just not viable for me to answer all your questions. That's why we have Irina. She'll be happy to answer your questions. My number is not available, and please do not call me to ask questions about 1M1M. Nipunika's question is the 1M1M curriculum a requirement for premium members? Yes, it is. Absolutely. There's no point in joining the premium program if you're not going to use the curriculum, because that's how we impart a huge portion of the knowledge. I don't understand. What are you getting at, Nipunika? What is the question? Oh, I see. I know what you're asking for. Helen, you're asking this number, the number to dial in to this call. Ah, got it. Sorry. Misunderstanding here. Ritesh is asking, colleague of Mr. Manish, my question is, how do you help us find our targeted customers? We will teach you how to find your customers. There are very definite processes of how to find customers. And you're going to need to, we'll teach you the process, you're going to learn the process, you're going to follow the process, and you will find your customers. I have not gone through your portal, and I will not be going through your portal. Elaine, are you dialed in? And is there anybody else who's trying to dial in? Let us know in public chat if you're dialing in, okay? So that we know to call you. Elaine, are you on?
Yes, I am.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi. Irina encouraged me to be active on the call, and so obviously I have not joined 1M1M yet, and it was a decision I made a few weeks ago. Last month, my business pretty much flatlined, and the reason is that I had two sides to my business. One is I've developed an online home study program, or a series of them, and they're about 60% complete. And the other side was that I was doing, which was my bread and butter of my business, even on a modest scale, is that I was doing, I closed my dance studio and I stopped teaching classes. I stopped even teaching one-on-one, and I was only doing high-level intensives for a week or 2 weeks in Buenos Aires or in Florida. And those programs turned out to just completely drain me, so I stopped selling them. And so I couldn't even come up with $1,000 to join 1M1M. So here I am now trying to rebuild my business again and get some cash flow going. And I wondered, like, on the little that I've told you so far, what would you say might be the fastest path to cash, just to get some cash flow going so I can join the program and take care of some immediate bills?
Did you have a loyal base of students?
My students are mostly international. I mean, I have a list of about 1,000 people, and about 100 people are in my online home study programs.
And so these are all people, this online home study program, is it a paid program?
Yes.
And these 100 people are paying you?
No, they've paid already. They pay up front. I mean, a few of them are paying monthly, but that's just a handful. So what I need to do is, you know, long term, what I need to do is expand that just get much more visibility to. I mean, my target client is exactly the men that you and I won't dance with when we go to a milonga. They're frustrated, struggling tango addicts, and it's a great market. They love my stuff. It's really effective. So I need to get the program out there. But that's why I want to join 1M so that it can have my teaching can have the reach that I want it to. But right now I need immediate cash, you know, and what I have.
In your business, in dance, you know, dance teaching, the fastest immediate way to get cash would be to teach a bunch of private lessons, right? That's like $100, $120 per hour, and with 10 lessons you make $1,000.
That's a good point. I can't stand doing that, but I guess if that's,
I don't know whether you can stand doing that or not. You have to do what it takes to
right.
Forward, right?
You gave me an answer I did not expect, and I really appreciate it.
Why didn't you expect this answer? It's the most obvious answer.
It's because I stopped being a tango teacher. I became a tango mentor, you know.
And most pragmatic, practical way to break the deadlock and break it and move on.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Who else? So folks, one thing we emphasize greatly in this program is pragmatism. We do whatever is necessary to put one foot before the other. Getting stuck is not useful, right? We have to move. We have to keep moving. So whatever it takes, whenever you get stuck, come discuss and brainstorm and let's figure out how to get you unstuck so that you can move forward. That's critical. Anybody? Anybody else? No? We're done? Nobody wants to introduce or, you know, network either. That's a surprise. We normally have lots of introductions. Okay, folks. That's it then for today, and we will see you back here. Let's see. Let's look at the dates. So we have our public roundtable next week, right, Maureen? 17th, we have a public roundtable. All right, so we'll see you next week. Please go to the free public roundtable page on the website and register yourself. And if you want to pitch, definitely book a slot with Maureen. And I look forward to working with you. Bye-bye, everybody.